It is just gone 7:15. Cliff Richard sold an estimated 250 million records worldwide. 14 UK #1 songs like Living Doll, #1 here for 6 weeks. 1959 again for 3 weeks in 1986.
I remember the 1986 version. It was with the young ones. Do you remember?
That's right, yes. I don't remember the 59 version, I'm afraid.
How about Summer Holiday? Everyone knows that one. Famously performed it to the crowds at Wimbledon, of course, in the rain, lifting everyone's spirits. Only he could do that.
Yes, he didn't lift mine, actually. I found it quite annoying. I just wanted to watch some tennis. And Christmas wouldn't be the same without mistletoe and wine. I'm hearing groans in my ear from our gallery. Seems rather unsporting. Cliff's 99th single and his 12th UK #1 single in 1988. These are just some of the reasons that we believe Cliff Richard does qualify for the title of National Treasure.
So imagine the outrage yesterday when it was reported a radio station dedicated to playing 60s music is to ban Sir Cliff from their playlist. Here's Sir Cliff's view on what's been happening.
In a funny, strange way, they're using me to advertise their station, and I hope they're going to be really successful. Because then I can better say, well, you know, would they have done it without me? And the answer is probably no.
Joined by Pete Mitchell of Absolute Radio 60s, launches next week. It's the station that's banned Sir Cliff. So you're only there because of because of the work Sir Cliff did back in the 60s. How do you react to that, Pete?
Well, I mean, it's a fair criticism, but you know, he was a great pop artist. We're not denying that. You know, Move It was a pretty good record, 1958. But within a year, you'll know this, Adrian, that Living Doll was out in 59 and Summer Holiday in 63. And for me, it was kind of over. But the kids didn't like Cliff. The parents liked Cliff. And I think when we were discussing what we were going to play, Sir Cliff. And that montage almost left me tearful. Sir Cliff didn't kind of fit the bill. There's no sex and drugs and rock and roll with Cliff. This is the problem. It's all about an attitude.
But Pete, come on. Here we are. We're all discussing this morning. It's a perfect publicity stunt for you, isn't it?
Well, we're still, no matter what, we're not going to play Sir Cliff anyway. You know, I mean, I don't want to get embroiled in, you know, how many he sold. Was he the biggest selling artist of the 60s, which I'm not too sure about. But Sir Cliff, I don't actually. I think he was maintaining that he outsold the Beatles. I think yesterday in the press. But you know, if you look at other artists around, you know, Ken Dodd had the 3rd biggest selling single of the 60s, and we're not going to play Ken Dodd or Engelbert Humperdinck. He's kind of, if you're watching Sir Cliff, I'm afraid you're in that ballpark.
All right. Well, he will have switched off as soon as he saw you. He won't be watching, I promise you that. 3 people who won't be joining you on Absolute 60s. Jane Anderson said Cliff's a legend, but in the charts for 40 years said this station has no brains. Greta Bookham, absolutely diabolical, she says. Helen Taylor, you can't ban Cliff for Christmas. He's Christmas song king. Can I just encourage you to have an amnesty for Christmas? Have a Cliff amnesty. And your first month on air, just play Cliff for Christmas.
We ain't going to bend on... This is the Purple Rinse Brigade. You know that, Adrian. They're all fans of yours. They may be camping outside later on, but we ain't no amnesty for Cliff, I'm afraid. You know, unfortunately, I don't think this year he's going to have a #1 either. So it's all probably downhill for Cliff's career now. Cliff, good morning.
Okay. Pete, you're ruthless. Ruthless.
There's nothing wrong with Cliff. There's nothing wrong with Purple Rinses or their brigade. I promise you. In fact, if you look at the Daily Mail today, free CD inside Saturday's Mail, Christmas with Cliff.
You see?
Mistletoe and Wine, Saviour's Day, and many more. I wonder which the other ones are on there in the Mail on Saturday.
Oh, yes. We want to hear from you, yes, and I guess you have something to say about this. Get in touch with us this morning if you would.
Greta's fuming. She's wide awake this morning. Absolutely diabolical, she says. Do share your views. And we'll put them to the people concerned. If you're over 18, you can text us 25p plus your standard network charge. Or
you can email us, daybreak@itv.com, go to the Facebook page, or you can tweet us. The address is @Daybreak. Keep them coming in before 8 o'clock this morning, if you would.
How about the chance to win 20...